In the small African village of Tamani, there were two best friends, Ayo and Zuri. The two girls had grown up together, walking to school, sharing meals, and dreaming of brighter futures. Everyone in the village admired their bond, calling them sisters from different mothers. Ayo was the serious one, always carrying a book and speaking of her dream to become a lawyer. Zuri, however, was bold, confident, and carefree. She often said she didn't need to study too hard because her charm would take her far. They both attended Bright Star Academy, a school that promised to prepare its students for the future. Ayo excelled in her studies, earning top marks. Zuri, while naturally smart, often focused more on socializing than on academics. Despite their differences, Ayo and Zuri supported each other. Ayo would help Zuri with her homework, and Zuri made sure Ayo didn't become too serious, often dragging her to school events or late-night chats under the stars. Sometimes you have to play, not always reading, Ayo said to Zuri. They both laughed. Things began to change when a new student, Tunde, joined their school. He was tall, handsome, and confident, with an easy smile that made the girls giggle. He was the son of a wealthy businessman and had just transferred from the city. Zuri noticed Tunde immediately. "He's so different from the boys here," she whispered to Ayo one day. Ayo simply shrugged, uninterested. Tunde quickly became popular. He excelled in sports, charmed the teachers, and was always surrounded by a group of students eager to be his friend. Among them was Zuri, who seemed determined to catch his attention. Tunde, too, noticed Zuri. Her outgoing personality and infectious laugh drew him in. Soon, he began sitting next to her in class, helping her with assignments, and working her home after school. At first, Ayo was happy for her friend. Zuri seemed thrilled by Tunde's attention, and Ayo thought it was just a harmless school crush. But soon, Zuri began spending less time studying and more time with Tunde. One evening, as they sat under their favorite tree, Zuri said, "Tunde asked me to be his girlfriend. What do you think, Ayo? Should I say yes?" Ayo frowned. "Zuri, we're here to study. Relationships can be distracting. You have to think about your future." "But he makes me happy," Zuri insisted. "Don't you think I deserve that?" Ayo hesitated. She didn't want to discourage her friend. "If you're sure, Zuri. But promise me you'll stay focused on school." Zuri nodded. "Of course, Ayo. I can handle both." For a while, it seemed like everything was fine. Zuri and Tunde were the talk of the school, and Zuri still found time to study with Ayo. But soon, the cracks began to show. Zuri started skipping study sessions to go out with Tunde. When Ayo reminded her about assignments, Zuri would wave her off. "I'll do it later," she'd say, but later never came. Ayo grew worried. "Zuri, you're falling behind. This isn't like you." "Relax, Ayo," Zuri replied. "Not everything is about books. Tunde says I'm smart enough already." One afternoon, Ayo overheard some boys in the hallway. "Tunde's just having fun with Zuri," one said, laughing. "He's not serious about her." Ayo felt a chill run down her spine. She decided to tell Zuri what she'd heard. "Be careful, Zuri. I don't think Tunde is as serious as you are," she warned. But Zuri brushed her off. "You don't know him like I do. Stop being jealous, Ayo. Ayo was hurt. She had only wanted to protect her friend, but Zuri wouldn't listen. Meanwhile, Tunde began pressuring Zuri to skip classes with him. What's the point of school? He'd say, we'll be fine. I'll take care of you. You know I love you so much, he said, holding her hands. What I'm planning is that which will benefit both of us, he said as he kissed Zuri, swept up in her feelings, started missing school. Her grades plummeted, and teachers began calling her mother to complain. Ayo tried one last time. Zuri, you're throwing everything away for him. Don't let him ruin your future. But Zuri was defensive. You don't understand, Ayo. Tunde loves me. You're just being judgmental. Months passed, and the final exams approached. Ayo worked tirelessly, determined to achieve her dreams. Zuri, however, was unprepared. On the day of the exams, Zuri didn't show up. Ayo felt a sinking feeling in her chest. She knew Zuri was with Tunde. After the exams, Ayo went to Zuri's house. Her mother looked worried. Zuri hasn't been herself lately. I don't know what's going on. Ayo searched for her friend and found her sitting by the river, tears streaming down her face. Tunde left me, Zuri sobbed. He said he was never serious. He's gone, Ayo. And I felt everything. Ayo's heart broke for her friend. Zuri, I tried to warn you, she said gently. But it's not too late. We can fix this together. Zuri shook her head. I've ruined everything. You don't understand, Ayo. I can't go back. Yes, you can, Ayo insisted. Mistakes don't define us. What we do next does. Over the next few months, Ayo helped Zuri rebuild her life. She tutored her in every subject, staying up late and encouraging her not to give up. Slowly, Zuri regained her confidence. She retook her exams and passed. Her mother was overjoyed, and Zuri began to dream again. I owe it all to you, Ayo, Zuri said one evening. I don't deserve your friendship after everything. Ayo smiled. We all make mistakes, Zuri. What matters is that you're moving forward. But their friendship was never the same. The betrayal had left a scar, and while they still cared for each other, a distance remained. Ayo went on to study law, becoming a respected lawyer who fought for justice in her community. Zuri took time to find her path, eventually starting a small business and mentoring young girls to avoid her mistakes. One day, Zuri visited Ayo. Thank you for never giving up on me, she said. You saved my life. Ayo nodded. And you've shown that it's never too late to change, Zuri. You've come so far. Their story became a lesson at Bright Star Academy. Teachers often told it to remind students about the importance of choices and true friendship. A real friend tells you the truth, even when it hurts, Ayo once said during a school event. Zuri added, and no matter how far you fall, you can always rise again, with the right support. Their bond, though tested, became a symbol of forgiveness, growth, and the power of second chances. And in the village of Tamani, Ayo and Zuri's story lived on as a beacon of hope for generations.